You there? I know it's you. Okay, welcome back everyone to ACI 4. Today is 17th of April 2025 and this is class 12. We will be doing chapter 10 and I think today will be our final class. And let's just dive in with setting our motivation. So I invite you to get into your meditation posture, whatever comfortable for you. Close your eyes. I invite you to think about the problem and the challenges that you are facing right now. As for me, as a samsaric human being, I have my fair share of problems. My body is deteriorating. And my mind have problems, unhappy, not satisfied. Sometimes and recently we have this trade war escalating. We have the Trump administration imposing a sweeping tariff. There's a lot of uncertainty, a lot of chaos in the economic landscape. We have problems on the macro side and on a smaller scale, our community problems in our family, in our relationship. Maybe not getting what we want or the way we want it to be. It's a lot of anxiety, heightened anxiety. And inside, something just not as peaceful as it used to be, maybe. And we have some unique challenges in our life. And recognize that what we are going to learn today will somehow help us to transform what we are facing right now, to see the perfect world that we want to see. And I invite you to think about the perfect world that you would like to see. how wonderful it will be if we can have a perfect body and mind. Try to bring your motivation higher beyond the worldly goal. That being this perfect being, not just for ourselves, but because of that, we can truly help others in a deep and ultimate way. So I invite you to bring it higher. And if emptiness is true, if everything is empty, then that is possible. That is really possible because they are coming from our mental seeds. And the payment for the class would be make a commitment that you will try, you will use what we are going to learn throughout these 4 months. Clear thinking to help us, to help create this perfect world, because they are coming from you. If they're coming from me, I can change that. And let's hold this motivation in our mind. Hold this motivation that will underlie our conversation today. So bring your mind back to your breath. Eyes when you're ready. Hey, nice to see everyone back. Okay, in chapter 9, we were talking about truth number 1. If you remember that we say that sense power is not the ngelengigu, the material stuff that flop over into the mind. That is not the material cause for the mind. Then proof number 2, we flip it. And we say not only the sense power is not the cause, the material cause. In fact, the mind provides the basis for the sense power. How? By projecting. The mind project them. So we are going to look into this, what it means. What does that mean? And today we will focus on this and proof number 10, which is also the question 1 for this chapter. The 3 parts for Master Dharmakirti's main proof of future lives. Consider the mind of a normal person at the moment of death. The mind will cross the line into a future mind because the mind possesses desire. This is proof number 10, which they bring into chapter 10 as the opening. So we will be investigating this, but you have to be able to say this out. This is very important. Consider the mind of a normal person. So are you a normal person? Am I a normal person? Okay. So normal person here would be, they say in the world, we normally divide either you are Arya or non-Arya. Okay, whether are you an Arya or non-Arya. So I would think that as a non-Arya, I'm a normal person. Okay, so we are going to investigate. So the mind of a normal person like me, a non-Arya, at the moment of death. And that mind will cross the line, cross the death from death, okay? And then into a future mind means that into a rebirth. You are going into a rebirth. You are going to cross over into a new lousy mind. This lousy mind, and then continue the next one lousy mind. The reason it given is because the mind possesses desire. What? When I first heard of that, I said, isn't it too simplified, But that's not what we think. So today, the whole topic will be talking a lot just on this one. Okay. What do you mean by desire? So I desire? Do you mean that I will take a rebirth because I desire to have another life? I want to have another human life, right? Is that what it means? Someone was asking that question last week. So this one, we have to look at the wheel of life. Okay. Is KL Wong here? Let me see. For him, today I'm doing a lot of PPT here for him. Yes, he's here. I hope that he's looking at the PPT, okay? So because he has not done the wheel of life, so instead of just showing like that, I go and crop. I go and crop one by one, the important one. This is for you. Okay, so link number 1 is ignorant. Link number 1 is ignorant. Ignorant here means not like, oh, I don't know the thing. I'm ignorant, you don't know. Ignorant here means misunderstanding. This is the first link. In the 12th link of dependent origination, we call it the wheel of life. Okay, you misunderstand the me and my parts. Okay, me and my parts. What do you mean by my parts? The my parts here, is it my house, my car, my partner, my business? No, the parts here, me and my parts, P-A-R-T-S, parts means your arm, your body, your mind, okay? Me and my parts. So the first link, misunderstanding me and my parts. What are my parts? My leg, my hand, my leg, my arms, my body. Okay. To have some own nature. That is link number 1. And this is depicted as a blind man. Yeah. This is how I am here in samsara. Okay. This is link number 1. And that's very crucial. Very crucial. Imagine blind man. If you notice in my slide, I like to put, let me show until the last slide. I use this a lot. Yeah. Right. And this is how it is. It is as if I don't know I'm blind. I don't know. I wear these glasses. The way I look at things, to have some own nature. What does that mean? We will talk more about that shortly. This is link number 1, misunderstanding. And because of how we misunderstanding me and my parts, that brings us to link number 2, which is we make fresh karma. Make fresh karma, link number 2. I yell back, so I make a fresh karma. It's depicted, yeah, Lin, correct, fresh karma. depicted by a man making pot. Okay, because of my misunderstanding in link number 1, right? So I make fresh karma. Example, I yell back. So I make a fresh karma. Okay, this one will be link number 8 and 9. Link number 8 is this man feasting. This one below one, link number 8, feasting. F-E-A-S-T-I-N-G, feasting. Link number 8 is called craving. Craving. Okay, and link number 9, you can see the monkey grabbing the fruit, is called grasping. Grasping, G-R-A-S-P-I-N-G. Last week, Jenny asked what is the difference between 8 and 9. 8 and 9, 8 is craving, and then 9 is the advanced craving, advanced desire. Okay, 8, you can call it craving, it's a desire, and 9 will be advanced desire, the grasping, advanced desire. So there's a definition I go and find. The definition of the craving means the mental function which, based on the link of feeling, desire of its own accord, not to be separated from its object. You can see that from our lineage, it's important, they always phrase it negative, not to be separated from its object. Okay, don't miss out that word, even if you don't understand, just put it that way. Yeah, just put it that way. There's a reason for the not. So craving is a mental function, your state of mind, that you desire not to lose, or not to be separated from the nice object, something nice, something attractive, that seem to be attractive from their own side. So desire, or we call it craving here, craving is not just desire for, oh, I want another human life, or I want to be reborn, not just like that, nah. Okay. What is the one that drive this, desire, this craving? This is 8, right? So we go stun, we reverse, we go and see number 7. What really drives the craving is feeling. What really drives that is the feeling. And I go and find the feeling. Feeling, this is a feeling. You can see a man with an arrow in his eye. The guy with an arrow in his eye shows us the sensation. You have the feeling, the sensation, your ability to feel. And this is a culprit. I remember, I don't know where, I think ACI 5 or 8, Lord Buddha singled out feeling and discrimination as the cause of all, as the cause, yeah, it's a culprit. Yeah, so you can see the feeling that drives the 8 and 9. Where is the 8 and 9? Here. Why you have this desire not to be separated from the attractive object? Because of the feeling, the sensation. So you reverse number 7 is the feeling. Okay, so 8 and 9 is a very, very, very crucial link. Okay, very, very, very crucial link. We will study a lot today on this 8 and 9. Not to be separated from its object. Okay, so just now we have already covered link number 2. You can see here on my right-hand side, this one, the man making karma, right? Fresh karma, link number 2. Okay, and this is the fresh karma that you made is being triggered by 8 and 9 on my left. Okay, the craving and the craving and grasping, 8 and 9. And this number 2, link number 2, the fresh karma that you made is made potent or activated or triggered by this link 8 and 9. And that make your karma become potent now. Link number 10 become potent. Okay, they activate like the bomb activate. So it seems that if this link number 2, the fresh karma, if we don't activate that, then nothing will happen. Okay. Then it will not trigger. Yeah. It will not trigger rebirth. It will not throw you into the next rebirth. Samsaric rebirth. You're not going anywhere. You're not disappearing into the air. It's just that you're not being thrown into the samsaric rebirth. Okay, I want to look at number 10. So 2 is made potent by 8 and 9 and become 10. 10, what is 10? 10 is becoming or existence, becoming. The karma become ripe already. Karma become ripe. And this is depicted by the pregnant woman. Okay, pregnant woman means that ready, is ready to give birth, ready to throw you into your next rebirth. Okay, it's activated. You see like the bomb activated. Now it's ready, ever ready. Okay, don't want to talk about this. Okay, 11. Ready, then 11, reborn, rebirth. Woman giving birth. You can see the picture of the woman giving birth. It is the karma ripening and causing result. Link number 11 is the result. You have a new life. So in summary, link number 2, okay, it's like the cause, right? You put the seed, right? But link number 8 and 9 is the one that trigger it and become the result. Link 11. So link number 2 is made potent by link 8 and 9, and then you're reborn. This is the result. So it seems to me that if I don't trigger link number 2, yeah, if I don't trigger that, then the karma won't ripen. Right. So in that case, I need to understand my enemy is 8 and 9. Since 8 and 9 is so important, we have to see clearly what is link 8 and 9. Okay, before that, let's do a revision. Ta-da! Okay, let's do a revision on the link. Okay, I will mention about, then you type the number, which link, okay? Okay, you type the number. Actually, I want you to type the words. I say, it should be the other way around. Okay, so if I mention something, then you type the number. Okay, Angela answer that later on is, we'll come to that one. Okay, the first one, link number 1, in the middle, the whole wheel of life. Yeah, we'll come to that. Okay, so what is becoming and becoming or existence? Which number is that? Becoming or existence? Which number is that? Correct. Hey, Raymond.
Are you referring to not the way of life, or it's a previous lesson, right?
Previous lesson bring to this lesson is the same, yeah, continuation from there.
You're not talking about way of life now, huh?
We are talking about way of life.
Are you talking about the 10 level, the one?
Yeah, from proof number 10. So I go into detail explaining the wheel of life. I'm explaining the wheel of life, yeah, so that they understand where they're coming from.
So yeah, okay, because that's how you Okay, okay. Jump to real life, then now we come back to the a bit confused. Okay.
This is view of life. I'm explaining from beginning view of life.
So number 10 is under real life also.
Yeah, I'm saying now like becoming or existent, that picture help you all to do revision. So that is link number 10. Okay. Yeah. This is link number 10. And then what about craving in the way of life? Which number is that? 8. Yeah, correct. Yeah, 8. And then what about making fresh karma? Wow, everybody types so fast. Good. Number 2. And then what about grasping? Grasping. Wow, everybody very familiar already. And then would be reborn, giving birth, reborn. Yes, right. Okay. Okay, so for the benefit of Angela, I do a very, very, very quick recap. Yeah, okay. Angela, we were in class last week. We were talking about proof number 10. This is proof number 10. And from proof number 10, this is bring to chapter 10 today, right? It's bring to chapter 10. So this is the one for question number 1. So I want to go into detail what it means. So I go into the wheel of life to show in detail, instead of just directly go into craving. So I want to explain how all these things play out. Yeah, so if you look at here, I actually do a revision for wheel of life for the benefit of KL Wong. So I talk about link number 1. Okay, mainly I focus on link number 1, the blind man, ignorance. And then I go into because of the misunderstanding in link number 1, so we make fresh karma. Okay, we misunderstand me and my parts. And so I commit a fresh karma. I yell back. Okay, so 1 lead to 2. Then the next one will be 8 and 9, very, very important. Okay, the desire. Why we want to study this one? I want to go into detail because remember here, they say the mind will cross the line into the future mind because we have desire. The mind possess desire. You were asking last week, right? You say, I desire a human life. So we want to understand, is it true? We want to go detail lah, no? So we want to go and understand what is this 8 and 9. Okay, so 8 and 9 is a mental function. Okay, that you don't want to be separated from the object. So what it means will be, we'll go into detail, okay, about these craving and grasping. So this 8 and 9 is the one that trigger. 8 and 9 is the one that trigger the fresh karma in link number 2. I show here, right? This link number 2, the fresh karma, trigger by link 8 and 9, and then bring us to becoming. The karma become ripe. This is 10. The karma become ripe, solar. Then ready to be give birth, 11. Okay, so I'm doing a revision, not really revision, I'm going into the way of life. Okay, so we come back to why we want to talk about that. Consider the mind of a normal person. At the moment of death, the mind will cross the line into a future mind because the mind possess desire. Okay, the mind possess desire. So if my mind possess desire, so my mind will cross into the future mind and take another future mind. So if my mind don't possess desire, then I don't cross into the future mind. Is that true? So we want to understand that. Okay, so we come back to this normal person again. Like I say, I'm a normal person. Okay, so this is very relevant to me. I want to know how to die. Then how should I think about that? I remember when I was attending the class, I said, then how should I look at it when I die? I was thinking for so long. I said, then how should I look at it? You know, how should I be thinking so that this thing don't happen? Nobody can answer me. Okay, so normal person like me. Okay, I am not an Arya. And does an Arya, then we will go into detail. Does an Arya, does the Arya also, does the mind of the Arya also cross into the future mind? We will talk about that. I'm not an Arhat. What about an Arhat? Does an Arhat, his mind will cross the line into the future mind or not? Yeah, so that is the thing. Raymond said no. So why? Arhat, the definition of Arhat, Arhat has achieved Nirvana, right? So Nirvana is what? Permanent cessation of mental afflictions, obstacles in their entirety due to seeing emptiness directly, due to the individual analysis, which means seeing emptiness directly, and subsequent to that, the realization of the four Arya truth. So Arhat is definitely no need already, because they say permanent cessation. Their mind doesn't really cross into the future mind. So we want to investigate for the normal person right now. And an Arya. Okay, so in conclusion, link 2 activated trigger by 8 and 9, and then become reborn. Okay, yeah, you will be reborn. Your mind will cross the line. Your mind will cross the line into the future mind.
Teacher Rich, Teacher Rich, can stop here for a question. Because I thought the first one, blind man is ignorance, right? So it's trigger the whole thing.
I will answer you. You wait until the class finish and you see whether your answer will be answered or not, because I'm in the process of explaining this right now.
Oh, okay, sorry. Okay.
Yeah, thank you. So 8 and 9, so the question number 2, they ask you what is 8? The answer is a craving. What is a picture? The man feasting. Link number 9, grasping. What is the picture? Monkey grabbing fruits. Okay, I like to look at this one. I said my mind is like a mind stream, like a spaghetti, isn't it? Long noodles. And why does this mind cross into the next mind? So there is this desire, link 8 and 9, which is a factor. Yeah. Factor for your consciousness to flop over into the next consciousness in a new life. Okay, so that is not what I said. Dharmakatihi said that if you don't have desire in the mind at death, then the past karma won't be triggered and you won't have a suffering result. So, okay, so I'll try to train my mind not to have desire. Is it okay if I don't have the 5 minutes before I die, I try not to have desire? Would that work or not? Would that work or not? They say that it won't work. They say the dying process is so terrifying and so confusing, right? And if you don't practice right now, during that time, you won't. It's like, oh, I don't want to have desire for the last 5 minutes. Yeah. So what is that desire? That's what we want to keep on studying. What is that exactly? Okay, so now finally we come to this craving. Yeah, we say link number 8 is so important, right? So we want to look clearly. We want to understand exactly what is this craving? What is that about? Okay, because it's so important. Because this is the one that's going to trigger, right? It's the one that trigger the fresh karma, and our mind will cross the line into the next mind, in the future mind. So the 3 types of craving is duse, jigse, and sise. Say duse. Do is a desire, say is a craving. Desire craving. The craving that desire not to lose an attractive object. Wow. Of course, I don't want to lose an attractive object. Yeah. Of course, you don't want to lose an attractive object. What is the problem? What? Is there a problem there? Yeah. It is not wrong to desire anything. What is wrong here or what is not, the problem, I wouldn't say wrong. The problem arises when we don't know where they come from. I like to call that ignorant liking. Ignorant liking. I don't know where they come from. Right. Of course, we want all the nice thing. Of course, I want people to talk nicely to me, people to speak kind words, right? But if I don't know where they come from, then I want to demand for that. Okay. I demand the person to speak nicely to me, or maybe I need to talk to the person, or maybe I need to ask my partner to go and attend ACI class or DCI course so that they know how to speak kindly. But is that how kind speech come from? Right? Yeah, that is the problem arises because we don't know where they come from. Okay, so that is the desire craving. Okay, we are okay with this, right? Of course, we all want desire. We want big house. We want a good partner. We want a lot of money. We want peace of mind. We want good health. We want people to speak kindly to us. We want people to respect us. We want people to help us. We want to get the support. Yeah, right. We want to be acknowledged. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. And the problem arises because we don't know where they come from. And so if you have a partner you want your partners to speak nicely to you, right? So if you don't know, then your option would be, maybe I should go and talk to him, how he should behave, how he should talk. Okay. But then maybe I think better if I sign him up for the DCI class or ACI class so that he know how to plant seeds and how to talk nicely. It's a joke. Okay. Okay, let's look at Geshe now. It's the other one is called ignorant disliking. I like to call it ignorant disliking. Okay, so let's look at the words first. Jig is the fear, say is the craving, jig say, fear craving. The craving which wishes to avoid unpleasant object. Of course, we want to avoid unpleasant object, what? Correct or not? Things that are not nice, of course, I want to avoid what? Is that anything wrong with that? Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that, what? And the problem arises is when we don't know where they come from. We don't know where they come from. Like somebody speak very harshly to me. I don't know where they come from. Right. And so I'm not happy. I'm very upset. So upset that I don't want to do anything with that. I don't want to do anything with them. I disconnected. I cut them out of my life. Okay, I don't want to help them. I get very, very upset and I let this upset to continue to fester in my heart because I think they are the one who is very unreasonable. They are the one who is so unjust. They are doing it to me. How can they do that to me? This me feel so hurt. See, I put this, that me, take note of that me, feel it. Okay. I finally catch that me. When I study this one, I don't know what they're talking about, to be very honest. I tell you, really, I don't remember I meditate anything about it because I really cannot catch a single ball, you see. Not a single ball at all. And I was preparing for this, and I said, what is this sound? existent me. Yeah, we can talk about that. We say, yeah, lah, the one like your projection coming from you, your seeds. I can talk lah, but exactly what is that I'm grasping to if I die? So I have to imagine if I'm dying, what is it I'm grasping? So I do two experiment. One will be find a situation where you think somebody you feel so unjust, like the situation. That was a real situation that I'm giving. Really, there's a time having done so many good things. Okay, we can have our own reasons, like, we can give 101 reason why I am okay, I'm correct, and that person is doing that to me. I didn't do anything. I've been so kind. I help, I serve, and they, how can they talk like that to me? It is so unjust and they are so unreasonable that me feels so hurt. Take note of that me, catch that me, that self-existent me. You will start to see the self-existent me will come up clearer when you feel so unjust. That self-existent me is the one. Then you can start. Oh, I catch that self-existent me. Okay. Or you can. Now I know what is a self-existent. Otherwise, it is maybe too subtle. Yeah, you don't feel. I don't feel it. Yeah. So when things are so unreasonable, so unjust, that me start to come up. You start to catch it. That me, that self-existent me. Okay, so this is ignorant disliking. I'm trying to catch the self-existent me. Okay, you come to this one. Say, existent craving. The craving for existence. The craving for the me. This me come already. Yeah, the craving for the existence. What is this me? Okay. The craving for the existence of, for me, that at the moment of death, you fear that you are ending your existence. I try to imagine, okay, what is this self-existent me? Okay. Here, the culprit is a self-existent me. Okay. The self-existent me, what is that exactly? The me with some nature of their own. There's this me with some nature of their own, this me that come from their own side. There is an independent me, self there. There's an independent self there. That is a self-existent me. So at the moment of dying, you desire for this self-existent me. You want this self-existent me not to end. Okay. You have this fear, you're gripped with this fear, unfounded fear, that this self-existent me is going to stop. The parts of your being is going to stop. And so you have this grasping or this craving for the self-existent me to continue. You want this kind of life to continue. Yeah, we are coming to that, Lynn. Yeah. Yes. Okay. That one you need to, I don't have very good sticks. I need to think a lot, then only I understand. And I find that this is very, very important, very crucial. The craving for the me. What me is that are you talking about? Yeah, what me is that? I want to repeat one again because it's so important. This, just now I lead you all to the first round is will be that when somebody say something that hurt me so much. That self-existent me is the one I catch one time. The second time, what is that self-existent me? The self-existent me, there's this me, there's some nature of their own. There's this me that come from their own side. There is this me that is independent. Yeah. So that desire, you are desiring your desire for that self-existent me not to end. At the point of dying, I can imagine myself. If I really, once I catch the self-existent me, I can understand already. When I don't catch the self-existent me, then I really don't know what they're talking about. Okay, so the process of catching the self-existent me that I'm holding on, I'm desiring that self-existent me not to end because of my fear. I'm scared. I feel scared. I'm gripped by this unfounded fear that this self-existent me is going to end, is going to stop. The parts of my being is going to stop. And so I'm desiring, I have this craving for that self-existent me to continue, for that kind of life to continue. And that trigger, this link number 8, right? And then link number 9, when it become intensify, yeah, that is the trigger for the karma. So out of these 3 craving, which one exactly that trigger rebirth? Which one? Okay, actually, link number 8 have all these 3. Link number 8 has all these 3, but mainly will be, yeah, Rache, correct. Mainly will be number 3. Okay. So link number 8, we say is craving, right? Okay, and this link number 8 have these 3 things inside. But the main one that really trigger the rebirth is number 3, Sise, the craving for the self-existent me not to end. Yeah. This is in your homework question 3. Because it is so important, right? I want to go deeper into the self-existent me. Okay. And you can imagine if you're in the plane that is going to crash, and just minutes before the plane, you know that it's going to crash, you truly believe that you're going to end. Yeah, you truly believe, yeah, it's going to end. And then your craving will start to exert itself very, very, very strongly, at the very last moment, that you don't want this to happen, and you will do anything to hold on to this self-existent me. Did anybody catch the self-existent me? You want to type in the chat how much you catch your self-existent me in this context that we are talking about, like 1 to 10, when you give yourself a score. How much did you catch the self-existent me? Congratulations, Lim.
Teacher Rich, I don't get it. So let me sketch you self-existent means am I there, is it? I don't get
Angela,
it. I don't...
I suggest that you let me finish the class first, okay? You let me finish the class first, okay? And this self-existent me you have to bring to your meditation and really cook. I can only give you all the information, all right? And I don't expect you to get everything, because like for myself, for many years, I don't understand, okay? And that self-existent me is so difficult for me. This class, and because I need to prepare for the class, so I work really hard, and I kind of like catch the self-existent me, okay, a little bit more. And I'm trying to explain, yeah. So you just put the score in the chat so that I know where you are, yeah,
How to
like
put a
how
score?
much you understand.
How to put a score if I don't understand, if I don't get
Then you
it?
put zero, lor. Then you put zero, lor.
Okay, lor.
Yeah, how much you understand from 0 to 10? How much? Out of 0
I,
to 10, where are you? Yeah, right.
I lost now.
Yeah, okay. Then somebody want to plant seeds, I'll go, hey, Angela, come, let me explain to you. Okay, so you put in the chat, then we will know. Okay. So this self-existent me, I never understand, even though I know things are coming from me, the one I think is like that, all these things I can tell, but I never really catch the self-existent me, to be very honest. Okay, let me see. Kia Wong said, I experienced this before when I had a heart blockage 3 years ago. I'm thinking I was still young and going to lose my life and everything I got. I'm really scared at that time. Yeah. Thanks, Kia Wong, for sharing that. Yeah. 13 years ago. Wow. 13 years ago. Catch the self-existent me. Yeah. Especially if you're on the verge of dying, they say that self-existent me will come up very strongly. Yeah, will come up very strongly. You start to, that thing will be grasping for that. I want to live. I don't want to end. You want that same thing to continue. Because you believe there is a self-existent me. Something, there's a self nature. There's some self nature. Yeah, Wong, thanks for sharing that. I also had some health issue recently. I spoke to the other group of students. They know a lot. This group, they don't know. And I'm also doing whatever I know to put into practice and see whether there's any miracle or not. Okay, my life already got a lot of miracle and I'm hoping for another one. Okay. I'm still very optimistic about that. Okay. So I told my teacher also, yeah. So I think by the time we learn ACI 5, you know. I didn't mention about this because it's not connected. I always tell myself, when you say something, make sure there is something that's helpful. Because I also like to blah blah, okay, sometimes. Okay, so try to say something that will be helpful. If not, then maybe you keep it to yourself first. Yeah. So sometimes when we share a story, does that help the student, or you just want to tell your story? Okay, yeah. Thanks for bringing that. ACI 5, we'll talk about karma, right? And yeah, I'm testing my karma. Okay. Okay. I want to prove a miracle because a lot of people around me, they would think that I'm a vegetarian. They say, oh, yeah, because you're vegetarian, no, you don't have enough nutrition. That's why you got this problem. So I want to prove them wrong. So it's so important to me. My motivation is very different. What I'm doing, very, very different. I really hope to create another miracle because I really have a lot of miracle in my life. A lot of people, they're also very surprised. And I hope this will prove them, not because I'm vegetarian, okay? I'm in samsara. What do you expect? This is a broken machine. Well, obviously, it's going to deteriorate unless my seeds are so extraordinary. It could be a different experience. Okay. Meanwhile, it is the same pattern in the way of life. Okay, so just now Angela was saying that I don't understand what is this self-existent me that you're talking about. Okay, you have to bring that to your meditation, Angela. Try to think about. I give you two examples. You listen back to the recording. One is when it's a true life incident. Okay, the one about the speech one. I see they tahan. The one. That the self-existent me, where they challenge you, So you know why they are Buddha, or sometimes you hate them so much, but at the same time you think, maybe they are the Buddha that press your button, okay? Yeah, the self-existent me will start to come up already, very strong. And the second one is when you're going to die, you have a crisis. You can imagine. When I was doing this one last time, I really cannot get a single glimpse on that, I really don't know anything. Now I really put myself and say, oh, how does that feel? How would that be? Because now I catch the first self-existent me, so I have a better idea. What does that look like? Yeah, you think there is this self, your self, this self, there's a self, some self nature. Yeah, and you hold on to that. I want that to be happy. I don't want that. There's nothing wrong with that, but you don't know. Then how should I look at that? So I want to check and see where is the reading, and then how should I look at that? I want to show you the slide. How should I be looking at that then? Yeah, that is how I look at the self-existing me, then how would that be? Where is my slide? This one. Okay, this is from the reading, not from me. Okay, so you have this, you feel that there's an independent self, there's a me here, there's an independent one. Yeah. Rather than instead of a label applied to the various parts of yourself, instead of a label applied to the various parts of yourself, you think there is some self nature, rather than a label applied to the various parts of yourself. Even you don't understand that, put it on the shelf first. I feel that ACI 13 we learn the chi chadra, right? How mental image is created, right? Yeah. I don't want to mix the school. Don't mix the school. Okay, so it's still under logic school, ACI 13. I don't know why logic school is a second lowest school when the chi chadra is so damn difficult. Okay, struggling. And that is a second school. I cannot imagine that. Why is that the second school? I thought that was the highest school already. Okay, so rather than a label applied to the various parts of yourself, the mental image that come from your mind, chi chadra. We haven't learned that. So put it aside first. Okay, right now you think about the independent self. Okay, Imagine if you're going to die, you feel that there's a self, you don't want it to end. You're so scared that it's going to end. And you want that independent self, that self to continue. And that is a self-existent me, the craving for this self-nature. That is going to trigger the karma. Okay, so two examples I've given to you. One is a speech, two is the aeroplane. You go and think about that now. Bring it to your meditation. Okay, I don't want to do this exercise. Okay, what is the difference between 8 and 9? 8 will be all the stages leading up to number 9. Okay, 8 will be all the stages of craving that lead to 9 intensified, advanced desire, become very, very, very intense. Very, very intense craving for the self-existent me that deepen, that intensify, the grasping, the trigger. Link number 2 to become link number 10. Okay, that trigger the rebirth. I saw you're here. Okay. Okay, wait, let me see. Kewong say at that time, I don't understand or believe in karma very much, but after that incident, I become vegetarian by myself. Yeah. Thank you. Rejoice. Congratulations. Yay. What is that? You want me to talk about link number 9? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, I mean the case, like, do you have example? What
Okay,
is
so I'm going into
what
link 9
is
now. Okay, we are done with link
yeah.
number 8. I think my internet connection is, I think my line is, okay, I haven't finished with that. So like I said, link number 8 is the craving. Okay, and then link number 9 is grasping. The difference between 8 and 9 will be the desire in link number 8 is intensify. The grasping, it is so strong, exert itself so strongly that it's the same thing, but now it's intensified. I'm going into link number 9 now. Okay. Okay. Look at number 9 now. No, I'm not going this one. No. Okay, just now Angela was asking. Okay. Okay. Number 1, ignorance, the blind man. It is the active grasping to yourself as self-existent that spin the wheel. Okay. Yeah. The habit of grasping to you and your parts as self-existent is one of the, but they specifically put link number 8 and 9 as the why is this the trigger for the fresh karma. Of course, 8 and 9 is rooted in ignorance, but mainly on we are explaining in detail what the desire, or what I mean the craving and the grasping means here. We just finished the craving. Now we are into number 9. Let's look at number 9. Okay, 4 ways of perceiving self. Okay, what do you mean by that? Okay, number 1, you focus on the me in a general way. You focus on the me in a general way. They call it the unanalyzed, unchecked me. The conventional perception of me. Generally, you can say that it's a simple awareness of me, the simple awareness of yourself. Yeah, like I'm rich, okay, I exist, okay, the functional me, no problem with that. That is okay. Everybody have that. Buddha have that. The ants have that. Everyone have that. Okay, how I know Buddha has that? There's this thing from the reading. Okay, the Buddha still speak of me and my teaching. They possess this state of mind. What is that one? The first one we say is a simple awareness of yourself. Just a simple awareness of yourself. That way of perceiving yourself does not trigger the karma. Just a simple awareness. Yeah, I'm rich. Yeah, I exist. I have the functional me. No problem with that. And number two is when I see myself as self-existent. The keyword says self-existent. I see myself as self-existent and I believe I'm self-existent. So there are two components. See myself as self-existent, believe that I'm self-existent, which is me. Okay, what is that? Okay, so number two, there are four ways of perceiving self. First one, the simple awareness of me generally, that one no problem. Okay. Number two is where you see yourself as self-existent, like myself, talk about myself. I see myself as self-existent and I believe I'm self-existent. Okay. Even though we say, yeah, intellectually, okay, we're very fast, then we forget already, okay? We really believe, okay? I believe that I'm self-existent. So if at the point when I die, I'm holding on to this I still see it, right? I still see myself as self-existent, having some nature of their own, coming from own side, something independent. I'm holding on to this self. And at that point, it will intensify, right? The grasping intensified for the self-existent me to continue, not to stop. And that triggered the karma for the rebirth. So that's what they're trying to say here. That is me. For people like me who have not seen emptiness directly, they call it children. I see myself as self-existent and I believe myself to be self-existent. What is self-existent again? Angela said, I don't understand what is self-existent. Do you believe that you see yourself having some nature of your own, coming from your own side, an independent self, and not as a label applied to the various parts of yourself? Okay, that is me. And that will trigger the karma. This will be trigger the karma and the rebirth. This is the one that at the beginning we were talking about this one, right? So consider the mind of a normal person at the moment of death. That is the moment, that is the mind of the person at the moment of death, the one that I'm talking about, number two just now. Okay? That mind will cross the line into a future mind. That mind will cross the mind, will take another rebirth, samsaric rebirth. Because the mind possesses desire. What desire is that? We go into very detail. The desire for what? The self-existent me not to end. The self-existent me. You're scared that it will stop and you're holding on, you're grasping to that, very intense grasping. The craving exerting itself so strongly at the point of death that you want that self-existent me to continue. You want that kind of life to continue. That desire we are talking about, that is the desire. Okay? All right? And that will be the one that trigger your mind. That will trigger that into the next samsaric rebirth. Is it something like I said, 5 minutes before I die, my mind don't have desire? Can I just 5 minutes just before I die, let me, somebody please say it in my ears, whisper in my ear, and I try to remember not to have desire. Would that work? No, because this is an inborn, they call it innate nature, inborn tendency to see things as self-existent, which is Angela said, the one, link number one. Okay, and because of the link number one, okay, that one is active, right? Active means you have this link 8 and 9. Link 8 and 9 is specifically that at the moment of death, you're holding on to yourself. Yeah, you don't want this self-existent me to end, the one, okay? You want that to continue because you hold on so, the craving so intensified, you grasping it, that trigger the karma and throw you into the next rebirth. Your mind cross the line into a future mind. That is a desire we are talking about. Not just the desire, oh, I don't want to be born again. I don't want to have a human life. Or I want to be a rich person in my next life. Not that kind of desire. But the desire here referring to your self-existent, how you are actually desiring, craving for the self-existent me, the independent me, the self with some nature on its own, rather than the label applied to the parts, to your various parts of yourself. That misunderstanding, that self-existent me, does it exist or not? No, but we think they exist. We are holding on to that. Okay, so you look at number 3. Number 3 would be you see yourself as self-existent, but you don't believe you are self-existent. This is for an Arya. 3. Are you in this category? Anyone in this category? If you are, you won't tell me also, right? If you're in this category, will your mind cross the line into the future mind or not? Will your karma, will your karma be triggered to take another samsaric rebirth? For this category number 3, yes. So even an Arya, they also not escape yet. That's why we call Arya a stream enterer. They are called a stream enterer. We learn in ACI 2, we say got once returner, if you remember, non-returner. Then Arya will take 7 more lifetimes. That's why we have the path of habituation. Remember, there are 5 paths. Path of seeing, when you see emptiness directly, you're at the path of seeing. You have path number 4, path of habituation. Yeah, okay. So they still have practice homework to do to get rid of the remnants before they don't have to take this samsaric rebirth, forced to take a samsaric rebirth. So for category number 3 is an Arya, someone who have seen emptiness directly. Okay, they still see themselves as self-existent, even though they don't believe it. And at the point of death, if they have not get rid of this inborn tendency to see things as self-existent, they are still holding on to this self-existent me. Okay, they still see it that way. Okay, They still see the self-existent me and they're holding on to that. That they want the self-existent me not to stop, not to end. They're holding on to that self-existent me. They still, because they have not get rid of their inborn tendency to see things as self-existent. And that karma will trigger a rebirth, samsaric rebirth. Okay, so we look at back to just now, the beginning. Consider the mind of a normal person at the moment of death. So now we know the normal person like me who have not seen emptiness directly, and even including Arya. So as long as they have not get rid of their inborn tendency to see things as self-existence, that mind will cross into the future mind. Okay, that mind will cross the line at the point of death into the future mind, into another same lousy mind, because the mind possesses desire. What is this desire? We study today the whole day. We want to talk about desire, 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 which is the link 8 and 9, specifically link number 9, because 9 is the intensified, the high craving, the intensified craving that you are desiring your self-existent you not to end. You hold on to that. You're grasping to that for the self-existent me not to stop, to continue. That desire will trigger your karma, and your mind will cross the line into the future mind, which means that to take a rebirth. So even an Arya also, it will happen to an Arya. Okay, because Aryas still have 7 more lifetime, right? We don't know which lifetime they are. Maybe they got once returner, a non-returner, we don't know which one. Okay. So long their mind still have the inborn, or we call it innate tendency to see things as self-existence, to hold on to this self-existent me, then their mind will also have to cross the line into a future mind, because the mind possesses desire. So how to get rid of that? So long you don't have 8 and 9, you don't have 9 at the moment of death, then you don't have to take a samsaric rebirth. Not I say one, Dharma Kati got say here. Which one just now here? Okay, here they say, if you don't have desire in the mind at death, then past karma won't be triggered and you won't have a suffering result. Dharma Kati say. What desire are we talking about here? Link 8 and 9, craving and grasping. Specifically, grasping, intense craving at the death leads to your karma, that trigger the karma into the result, a rebirth. Okay, so this one would be just now. So 2 is me, 3 is an Arya. So 2 and 3, the karma will be triggered and they will take a rebirth. So now looks at number 4. Number 4, someone who no longer see or believe themselves to be self-existent. They don't see themselves as self-existent and they don't believe themselves to be self-existent. Means that they already what? Just now number 3 haven't overcome things. Number 4 already overcome. Overcome what? Overcome the tendency to see things as self-existent. Remember, we say we have this inborn tendency to see things as self-existent. They already overcome. They already pass. And therefore, obviously, they don't have to take their karma not trigger. They don't have to take another rebirth, samsaric rebirth. I'm not saying they disappear into the thin air, just that they are not forced to take another samsaric rebirth in the wheel of life. So who are these people for number 4? Arhat and Buddha. Arhat and Buddha. So we look at this thing again. Okay, consider the mind of a normal person at the moment of death. Okay, for me, my normal mind, my small mind, and then even an Arya as well, okay, who have not overcome the tendency to see things as self-existent. And that mind will cross the line into a future mind. That mind will cross the line into a future mind, will cross death to rebirth into a future mind, because the mind possesses desire, link 8 and 9. The advanced desire of how you're holding on to this self-existent me, not to end. You're holding on, yeah, you don't want this self-existent me to stop. Parts of your being not to stop. And you do anything to hold on to that for your self-existent me to continue, and that will trigger the karma for a rebirth. Okay, so in conclusion, we say, yes, I will take another rebirth. Arya, depending whether you have already overcome your tendency to see things as self-existent. If not, you still see things as self-existent, then this rule will follow. And Arhat, no. Arhat, no, because they have already reached nirvana, which is the permanent cessation of mental affliction obstacles in their entirety due to seeing emptiness directly. Say, so that are the 4 ways of perceiving self. Okay, I take some from the reading, which I think important. Like here, the Greek commentary says, wherever a person never thinks they see any kind of me, the self-existent me, then they have no attachment at all to some kind of self. And because they are free of this craving to a self nature, then they can never race on again to a next life through a desire for myself's happiness. Okay, you can take a picture of this and think about that.
Teacher Rich, can I have the previous slide? I want to take the previous slide, the picture, the 4 items.
Okay.
Just before this that you showed just now.
This one, right?
No, before this. This one. This one, I need to cook it. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. And I like this one also. I take from the reading. Some of the things that I like, I would copy it. Can somebody help me to read the first one, this one?
Okay, I can read now.
Yeah, please. Thank you.
Welcome. It is true that craving is this way because those has been brought down by the tendency to conceive of what's not happiness has been. Happiness dive as a result of this into everything, which refers to unworthy things and goals. Neither is it true that this totally mistaken backwards conception of things is without its proper cause. For all these counts occurs from the one cause of being attached to some self nature.
Thank you. We are
Welcome.
very deep. Think about that. Okay, some of the thing I really like, I take from the reading. And another one, Emerald, can you read this for me?
Yes. It is true that craving is the cause for a future rebirth because of the fact that masters of the past have said that enemy destroyers, those who are free of attachment, never again see a birth in some future life. This is due to the fact that they have eliminated craving in its entirety.
Thank you. And that wraps up our class today. We are on time. Thank you very much. Let's look at the assignment first. You have to memorize link 8, 9, and 10 of the Wheel of Life. And then meditation will be just try to imagine what it is like to focus on yourself in each of the 4 ways mentioned above for 15 minutes. Yeah, which is just now the 4 things. Just try, okay? You are already so much more advanced than me. You can get something. I don't even know a single thing. I want to do a dedication. Let me do a dedication first. And we have 4 minutes. Okay. So I invite you to close your eyes. Think about the extraordinary goodness that you have collected. Wow. So be very, very happy with yourself. Wow. Imagine that not just today, for the past 4 months, 12 classes, we have been here to study logic, clear thinking, and collecting these extraordinary seeds imbued with love. Wow. So just imagine that goodness. And that goodness will help you to transform your life from where you are right now, the challenges that you're having, the problems that you're having as a samsaric human being, to become a Samakebu, a being with a perfect body and mind, blissful, wildly happy, everlasting happiness that can go on to help others in a deep and ultimate way. Wow, imagine how wonderful it would be able to emanate, to become the form, in whatever form, whatever way, whenever, whatever, in any place, any time, anywhere, any form that will be able to bring the person up, whoever you love. Because now we have this omniscient mind that we know how to help them. So wonderful. So be very happy with yourself that that is possible, because that seed's already planted in your mind, and those seeds will grow in your mind. You'll grow and grow and grow. And if things are empty, things are really empty, then it will come, because they are coming from your mental seeds, and you can really create the perfect world. So be very happy with yourself that you are doing that. Let's take our baby step to share this goodness that we have collected, these seeds, with every sentient beings in your universe, wherever they are. And we 3 long exhale. And bring your mind back to your breath and to the room, space, wherever you are. And open your eyes when you're ready. Yay!